There's this quiet revolution happening all around us. It's not happening out on the streets, but right here on our screens. Today, we're diving into how AI assistants are becoming our new creative partners and how they're completely reframing our relationship with tech, with our work, and even with our own ideas. So, let's start with the one question that's going to define pretty much everything for the next decade. Forget all that sci-fi stuff, the epic battles of humans versus machines. The real story, the one that's actually happening right now, is about humans with machines. It's a story of partnership. And trust me, it's changing everything. For so long, AI was just this idea that lived in movies. But in just the last few years, it is literally leaped off the screen and right into our hands. We are way beyond the hype now. We're in the age of practical, hands-on AI. So what does that actually look like? Okay, so at its core, what are we talking about? An AI assistant is basically a new kind of partner. It's a program that can understand what we're saying, help us with really complex tasks, and even be a creative sounding board. It's best to think of it less like a simple tool and more like a tool for your thoughts. And this, right here, is where the real shift happens. This technology isn't just something we use anymore, it's becoming part of how we think. It's weaving itself into our creative process, acting like a genuine extension of our own minds. I'm sure you've heard of these, or maybe you're already using them. Tools like ChatGPT for writing, NotebookLM for research, Midjourney for creating incredible images. These aren't niche anymore. They are fast becoming a standard part of the toolbox for anyone who creates or works today. So, just how big a deal is this shift, really? Well, we're seeing a huge transformation across three key parts of our lives. Let's break them down, one by one, starting with the one that feels the most personal, our creativity. Yeah, the world of art, design, writing, it's one of the first places to feel this impact, and feel it dramatically, but probably not in the way you're imagining. The absolute best way to think about AI here is as a creative co-pilot. It's not replacing the artist, it's giving them superpowers. A writer can use it to completely shatter writer's block. A designer can spin up dozens of visual concepts in minutes, exploring ideas they never would have thought of on their own. It's all about making the human creative process faster, deeper, and just more expansive. Okay, let's move on to the next big area, education. Look, the whole one-size-fits-all model of learning has always been a little broken, right? And this is where AI assistants are set to make a massive, massive difference. Just imagine having a personal tutor that's available 24/7, one that knows exactly where you're struggling and changes its teaching style just for you in real time. That's what we're talking about here. AI can create these truly personalized learning paths, making sure you get it before moving on. It's making a high-quality individual education something that could be available to absolutely everyone. And finally, let's talk about our jobs, the daily grind. So much of the modern workplace is filled with tasks that have to get done, but they aren't exactly the creative or strategic work we love to do. This is where AI assistants become these incredible productivity partners. They can automate all the repetitive, boring parts of a job, like transcribing meeting notes or writing those routine emails, and that frees up our most valuable resource, our time. This lets us focus on what we humans do best, thinking strategically, solving tough problems, and coming up with the next big thing. So this brings us right to the heart of it, to the biggest fear that's always buzzing around AI. Is this technology here to replace us? Well, the perspective we're looking at today points to a very different and frankly, way more exciting answer. Look, it really lays out two possible futures. There's the replacement mindset, where AI takes over and humans just watch. That leads to us becoming redundant. But then there's the collaboration mindset, and this is where things get really interesting. Here, AI's job is to boost our abilities, with a human as the one in charge, the director. The outcome isn't getting replaced, it's getting your own capabilities expanded like never before. At the end of the day, a tool, no matter how powerful, is still just a tool. A paintbrush doesn't replace an artist. It gives them a whole new way to create. And in that exact same way, AI is becoming a new kind of brush, a brand new instrument for our own ingenuity. So ultimately, the path we're going to take isn't really up to the technology. It's up to us. It's all about the choices we make and the questions we decide to ask. And it all comes down to this. The potential of AI is pretty much limitless, but the direction it goes, the purpose it serves, that's in our hands. The future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we build piece by piece.
And with these incredible new tools, the question is no longer what can AI do? It's what are we going to create with it?